Okay. So about a 6 second delay. Let's see, can we hear the treadmill? All right, so currently it's 10:45. Let's go ahead, set our highs and our lows. Okay, so at 10:30, so 70% chance we've seen the high or the low at this point, which means 68.28 on SPX, whatever that would equate to on MES or ES. It's not the major concern right now. The major concern is whether that 70% high or low is 68.28 or 68.07. We undercut the morning low, that 70% figure, on bars 13 and 14. Effectively, a very small fail breakout. That pushed us back up here to 68.16 to test that wedge resistance directly below the EMA. Bears step back in and are currently selling us back down here near this morning low again. So this right now will be the second attempt for bears to push below this bar 10 low. If you see here, this lower resistance, building a bit of a falling wedge from the gap down. And this is effectively an inverted head and shoulders, or a head and shoulders bottom. So currently the trend is down. Which means we should be looking for shorts. We could have taken the 68.10 short. As a pretty high probability for at least a scalp, with the risk of running a lower lower here, or I'm sorry, a higher low compared to bar 14 low, like we're kind of doing right now, is much higher. So bears might be a little hesitant to sell right here. Might get a nice flush here. I'm going to take this. If we do flush, I'll be interested in overshoots of this bear trend channel line. Notice here we got lots of overlap, lots of bars with tails. We're getting much closer to bar 18, or 90% bar. Let's go ahead and check out some of these other companies. dailies. There's a good note, a little unprepared there. Not really interested in shorting. Though it is the trend right now. What does that sound? You're Charlie. Oh man. It's the laptop moving. Alright, I gotta So, last night I did not make these adjustments. I'm paying the price of that right now. Okay, so I'm going to clone this one, as that is the high 3 long. Now I want to unlock. Let's go ahead, change the name. It's no longer the high 3. until 30 seconds until we get bar 18. And looks like bulls are trying to step in here. R&R. I think we'll take a shot on it. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to MES. Let's go ahead and, oh no, no, do this one. Did I get filled on that? Yeah. Okay. No. I'm gonna give it maybe 2 points. Futures. Take profit stop loss. Put the stop loss. We'll just do maybe. We'll give it a point. 30.29. And then we'll go 40. I don't know if I want to do all this. No. Nothing here. Alright, so 38. Need 2 more points here. See, this is my fear, is this EMA here, but oh yeah, see there, we're gonna push. Come on. Come on, give me a couple more. There you go, 2 more. Come on. 50 more cents. Just a quarter. See, this is where I should cut. You know? Trying to squeeze out that last extra quarter can sometimes screw you. But very small bet, so I'm gonna see it through. I'm okay to lose 30 bucks on a $40. Oh, there's looking stronger than I thought. Could always move a stop up to break even if we wanted, but especially after seeing that reaction there. Let's see. Let's give bulls a real chance here. Because remember, there's a 90% chance at that low holds. Or essentially 90% chance we've seen either the high or the low. And based on current trend, it is more likely that high holds. Because we've broken the trend line here. And technically, we want to see that back test. So we're a little early. Oh, see? Strong buying there into that. So is that either covering or bull's about to rip this? Come on. Here we go. Come on, push through. Let's see, what's volume looking like? Oh yeah, see, there we go. There's 40. Nice little winner there. Alright, so now that we're back here at the EMA, the bears become a bit more aggressive. Or the bulls have more. We are below that daily bear. So this volume. Let's check the hourly. So on the hourly here. We gotta clear those out. No. So looking on the hourly here, we're still above the EMA. So might be looking for a little back test here. 67.81. Sure got 15. Oh yeah. Where was that hourly? 67.80, right? So we're looking for a potential back test. It's down around in here. Again, that's 67.80 target. Holding below that low one short breakout on the weekly. So this is kind of a critical point right here. So do we get the flush? take some sort of path. It's down in here. Tag the hourly. Maybe come back in here. Try to take some sort of path like this. Oh, let's make that visible on the hourly. Maybe some sort of push to there. Maybe we need a deeper flush. Come back down here and look to test this weekly support. A lot of paths we could take. I'll read the price. Looking again here on the 5. Let's get these back on. Alright, so again, yeah, looks like bulls are going to take a push here. We'll keep going, so we got to push up. Rejection off the EMA. Essentially, failed down. Now, pushing back higher. Very interested to see how this bar closes here in about 3 minutes. We are about halfway. Retraced half of this morning's opening range. Good place for bears to step in. We're at 50%. We're still testing the EMA. If you look at this bar 18 bottom, we've gone from here, up, down, run it back up. So we are in our second leg. Alright, we got a whole minute left. Okay, closed about midway, a little below. Not ideal for bulls. Question becomes, if we push below that bar 21 low, that would technically end that second leg higher. The question is, would there be more buyers or sellers down in this zone? We could almost even count this pullback on bar 21 as effectively the second leg. I'm sure if we look in the third here, 1, 2, yeah, on the 3 minute it's much more clear. Come back up here, or do we set the head and shoulders top? Who knows? That. There we go, getting some more follow through here. There we go. So next targets, probably looking at 68.21. It's 66%, that top third. That's our sell zone. There we go, bulls are stepping in. Let's see how close. There we go. Following through. Now, this is kind of an important spot again as well. Right, we talked about that potentially being a little second leg on that pullback and that close below the halfway point of bar 21, which means this could potentially be an exhaustion bar of buying, or, you know, that major trend reversal that we're looking for. Alright, so now we're in that sell zone. So from our original entry, that's 68.11. Right, we took a nice couple point scalp there. If you had any runners, we're looking for sells potentially near that 50% retrace. That's 68.21, top of that zone, or the bottom of that zone. Now our next target is a retest of that morning high, up at 68.28. Now any late ghouls, any bears that flipped, and now might be a bit more aggressive to want to get in. So what I'm looking for is a potential pullback to the EMA where I'd want to see it turn into support. We reclaimed this daily bear trend line. I really want to see what the price does if it gets back down in this area. Get some sort of rounded bottom. Back up for a retest. Something of that sort. But for the strength of this bar, it is safe to buy here as long as we put that stop down below the lowest low here at 68.05. High probability bet, which means we have to give up risk to reward. Not ideal to be buying up here because it's not a clear and convincing trend day yet, so we know it's a trading range day as of now. Another way we could approach this is we could set that limit buy order for that 50% around 68.18. Banking on support showing up and bulls stepping back in around here. That improves your risk to reward. As you're not buying as far up here, you're buying more 50%. So odds are in your favor. There we go, we're pushing straight to it. Now we are after 11 o'clock. Which means trading conditions often deteriorate. So we're up to 68.12. Where are we at here, right? So 68.27. So a nice 15 points. There's selling pressure there at the end. This might be bears starting to scale in. Profit taking bulls, potentially. See what these. Oh, yeah, there we go. So we're still below the hourly. So a breach of that 68.28 level does trigger high 1 as of right now until at least noon. But looks like we are selling back here, so bears stepped in. Okay, so they've officially triggered that short or that low one there. Okay, so there we go. So now we're getting that test back to the EMA. Right here's that 50% mark, where if you wanted to just buy with a hope, not the best strategy, but from the R&R perspective, it improves your odds versus buying on the stop. So getting back towards that buy zone, which is sitting right on top of that low 1 weekly level. I think it's interesting how that lines up sometimes almost perfectly. And those are two really good factors in your favor. So now we're getting some big up, big down, big confusion. It's a hallmark of a trading range. Okay, so now let's go ahead and shift around some of these time frames here. Got a few more minutes before I gotta get the little kiddos off the bus. Ooh, looks like we're failing. We might be visiting that 6780 level after all. Okay. Back down here at this trading range. I guess it's in theory, it's still that one. Let's find out. Let's see what we got. Nice. Dip down underneath. This can be a nice potential strong reversal. Reversal from the bottom on trading range today. So might be in here. We're gonna change this one blue, because that has been in effect since yesterday's high. Okay. So we're getting the breakout. Okay, so we got the breakout, the back test on the 5, bigger breakout, bigger pullback. So, oof. So higher time frame forces and potentially at work here, right? So on the 30-minute, we got like down from here all the way down, bounce up. Oh no! Sit down, up, down, 2 legs. So potential third leg down here on the 30-minute. So we had the high at 15:30 on Monday. Near 68.41, drop all the way down to the 68.13 opening low, bounce up, so that's leg 1, down, second leg down, pull back, third leg down. So the next high from here will mark the high 2 on the 30 near the EMA here, which is around 6,800. So we got some good support down here, potentially. So you could enter on the the stop long entry here, one tick above, that's 68.16. Obviously, whatever that is on MES. Right here, 68.40. Did we tick above? One tick. So the same. So we did not go a tick above at 41 yet. It looks like we're about to here. If we do, again, looking for that retest. Back up around here at 68.51. So that gives us. That's not the template I want. Yeah, it's about 1 R&R. There you go. Let's see. Push. I'd say I take profit at 46 at nice 5 points, potentially right here. Just to be safe if we do reject the low of that. But I feel like we should hit 46 here pretty easily. Getting some good follow through there. Nope. So we've officially back tested the short trigger at 43.5. So any bears that scalped would have potentially moved their stop losses down to break even, which should be right around in here, which might be why we're seeing that push off of that level. So we're potentially trapping some bears out of any leg lower if we do take one. So we know those 5-minute bears are out. Ones that are taking more rest, they've probably still got their stops up in here. That 68.51.52 area, where we would be looking for our longs to get to potentially clear out some of them if we were going to go lower. So any any bulls that aren't comfortable buying that 68.41 right here at the top of this resistance, we're now probably looking for a second entry. So another potential failure down. If bears try to push us back below this 127 low, or 127 here, we might just rip higher. Be a 2-leg correction off of that bar. That bar 125 high. So pull back to the low of bar 127, bounce up, another bear leg down that ultimately fails, set a higher low, and rip back up here for that test of that 68.51, the real morning high, which is just a couple more points higher. But point being, we look to the left of where we're at here, and we've got a lot of overlap. So we're getting to that middle of the day, in the middle of the range. And on the wrong side of the EMA. These are just some things we gotta always keep in mind when we're determining determining what trades we're going to take and when we're going to take them and what criteria we want to see. But bulls were unable to close us back above, so we got a doji at the top of that reversal bar beneath the EMA. So here's that. Here's going to be the low 2 on the push down. And if this fails right here, we'll probably rip. We could technically fail kind of either way. We could fail down or 2 attempts up. So the first attempt to push above the morning high, and then the second attempt potentially to push above that high fails, which could put everybody in bears in short for us to get that test back down to that 67.80 low, or the EMA on the hourly. Alright, so lots of things that could happen here. Same thing, the last couple hourly candles are dojis, so we know we're in a trading range. Bears are given an attempt here, so we should get some clarity here pretty soon. Alright, so tomorrow or next time I need to make sure that I have already logged in to my account on Webull prior to starting the live stream. And it looks like we are failing on our attempt down. Still got 2 minutes till this bar closes. But to push above this level, above that 68.18 high on bar 26, that would be the buy signal. But I don't like buying above outside bars, especially when this is a doji. If you're buying at the top of a doji, it means you're paying too much. So I don't love this buy here. But again, we're still 50% midway of the morning range, which means the buy and the sell side are practically even right now. Okay, so we're getting 45 seconds here on this candle. Fading off. I think you're potentially looking good for that long entry. Let's see if we can get this push here. Close right on top of the EMA. go. Let's see. Let's get that back test to 68.21 and change. 66 level. And then make a push to the pink bear trend line from this morning. And retest that 68.28. If we fail here, push below that bar 27, might be game over. Still have not triggered that high entry. But it was effectively a little 2-bar bull flag, or here we go. Let's see. Really want to see some strong momentum here. Don't really want to see it be slow. If it does signal, just trying. There we go. Keep on pushing. Where we get 68.45, 45.25. Go, give another push. Push, push, push. So far, we got 4 1/4 points on the 41 entry. About equal to the pullback we had to hold through. This is second leg up from the bar 127 low. Do we get a third? So we got a little 1. This was technically failed low 2. There we go. Let's get that push up to 46. We're coming just a quarter off again. Remember what I said earlier? This is where we consider taking profits when we get close, if we're paying attention. Oftentimes it's not worth it to try and squeeze out that last penny. Let's channel up. $68.14 weekly low level is hold at our end, as well as the daily bear trend. Holding nicer. Alright, so when we were talking about looking for that back test, back around in here, right, ideally we wanted it up in this range. Sometimes we gotta come down, scoop up more liquidity. Especially on trading range days. Buy low, sell high. Scalp our points. Leave a risk-free runner. Here we go. Got a minute. There we go. Push it. Let's see, did we hit that on MES? Yeah, we did. We got our extra 25 on there. No, just 46. So potential to not fill. So we got our 46 target here now. Now we can move any runners up, break even at 41. You want to take extra risk, you can leave it. But now we're looking for more follow through up to 51. It looks like it might not matter. We might get stopped out here pretty quickly. Again, we're already in profit. We secured profit. And now we just let our risk-free opportunities go. Sometimes they'll stop out in a minute. Sometimes they'll run for days. But I got 5 minutes here and then we're gonna close down for the day. But from here, what I'm looking for in the afternoon session is if bulls keep it going from here, maybe we ping pong back around in here, make some breakouts, come up here, try to test that previous day high. Could ping pong around in here for hours. Who knows? Well, maybe we head down and we still get that test of that EMA down there at 67.80. Still holding on. Yeah, so there we go, we're stopped out. So right, so the same way I talked about trapping out bears right here. That move there stops to break even. Similarly, all the bulls that entered on this stop and sold up in this range are now getting stopped out of their longs. So trapping bulls out. So where do we go from here? Let's find out. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thanks.